Chapter 2. The Alchemist Within. Transforming the body's fabric. The chapter opens with an expanded image. Now, the human figure in the dynamic Tai Chi pose is surrounded by a swirling vortex of energy that seems to emanate from within their very core, highlighting the flow of Qi through the interconnected fascial network. The light within the body suggesting a vibrant inner transformation. The background transitions from a misty mountain landscape to a panoramic view of a lush, fertile valley, teeming with life, emphasizing the connection between the body's internal environment and the external world. The ancient Taoists were not content with merely mapping the pathways of Qi, tracing the meridians like subtle rivers flowing through the inner landscape. They sought to become alchemists of their own being, transforming not just the symptoms of disease, but the very fabric of their bodies and minds to achieve a state of radiant health, boundless vitality, and profound spiritual awakening. They understood that the human body, like the cosmos itself, is not a static entity, a fixed and immutable form, but a dynamic and ever-changing process, a swirling vortex of energy and consciousness, a constant interplay of forces and energies that can be shaped and refined through conscious effort, through the alchemical marriage of intention, breath, movement, and mindful awareness. And they saw diet, breath, and movement not just as mundane means of survival or routine physical exercise, but as sacred and potent tools for influencing this inner alchemy, for transmuting the raw materials of their being, for transforming the quality of their tissues from dense and stagnant to supple and vibrant, and for optimizing the flow of Qi through the intricate and ever-adapting fascial web, the living matrix that connects and informs every aspect of your existence. They recognized that what you ingest, what you choose to consume and assimilate, becomes far more than just fuel to be burned for energy. It becomes the very building blocks of your being, the raw material from which your cells, your tissues, your bones, and your very consciousness are constructed. Food, to the Taoists, was not merely a source of calories, but a profound source of information, a carrier of subtle energies and vibrations that interact with your own internal environment, shaping your physiology, your emotions, and your spiritual state. They emphasized a diet that was in harmony with the rhythms of nature, fresh, whole, and unprocessed, believing that food should nourish not only the physical body, providing it with the essential nutrients it needs to thrive, but also the spirit, the subtle energy that animates you and connects you to the Tao. They saw a direct and intimate connection between the quality of the food you eat, its vitality, its purity, its energetic resonance, and the quality of your blood, the very river of life that nourishes every cell, the health of your organs, the powerhouses of your inner ecosystem, the resilience of your tissues, the structural foundation of your form, and ultimately, the health and vitality of your fascia, that ubiquitous web that binds it all together. A diet rich in vibrant, living foods, bursting with Qi and life force, they believed would create a body that was supple, resilient, and capable of conducting Qi with optimal efficiency, a body that could move with grace, adapt to change, and heal itself with remarkable speed, a body that mirrored the harmonious flow of the cosmos. This is not unlike the life cycle of a star I have observed. It is born from cosmic dust, from the remnants of dying stars, and it is the quality of this dust and gas, its density, its composition, its energetic charge that will ultimately determine the star's life cycle, its luminosity, its longevity, and its ultimate fate. Breath, to the Taoists, was far more than just the mechanical exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, the simple act of inhaling and exhaling that sustains your physical existence. It was the very bridge between the inner and outer worlds, the primary means by which you absorb and circulate Qi, the vital energy that connects you to the universe. They developed sophisticated breathing techniques, known as Qigong breathing, to purify not only the blood, removing toxins and metabolic waste, but also the mind, calming the incessant chatter of thoughts and emotions, and regulating the flow of energy throughout the entire body, from the deepest organs to the most superficial layers of fascia. Deep, slow, and mindful breathing, they believed, could massage the internal organs, stimulating their function and releasing tension. Release tension in the fascia, dissolving adhesions and restrictions that impede the flow of qi, and open the meridians, those subtle channels that carry energy and information throughout your being, allowing qi to flow freely and nourish every cell, every tissue, every aspect of your existence. They understood that breath was intimately connected to the nervous system, the intricate network that governs your thoughts, feelings, and sensations, to the emotions, those powerful currents that shape your experience of reality, and to the state of consciousness itself, your awareness of being alive in this vast and wondrous universe. And they recognized that by consciously controlling the breath, by mastering its rhythm, its depth, and its quality, you could gain mastery over your inner world, regulating your emotions, focusing your mind, and ultimately transcending the limitations of your physical form. Movement for the Taoists was not about brute strength, the display of physical prowess, or the pursuit of fleeting athletic achievements, but about cultivating fluidity, flexibility, and effortless power, about moving in harmony with the natural rhythms of the universe. Practices like Tai Chi and Qigong, with their slow, graceful, and flowing movements, were not seen as mere exercise routines, but as moving meditations, as embodied prayers, as a way of attuning oneself to the subtle energies of the cosmos, of mimicking the natural rhythms of the universe, the ebb and flow of the tides, the swaying of trees in the wind, the meandering course of a river, the graceful dance of celestial bodies across the night sky. These movements, they believed, could gently stretch and release the fascia, dissolving adhesions and blockages that restrict movement and impede the flow of qi, and restoring its natural elasticity, its inherent capacity to expand, contract, and adapt to the ever-changing forces of life.